Hey everybody, welcome back to the Technicolor Dreamcoat of Religion. I'm Chandler Schroeder,
Mark Molinax here.
and we welcome you back to Class 3. What is religion anyway?
So welcome back, my friends, to this class on how religion gets made, where we look under the hood and see how religion gets put together. It's a very societal thing, it's a very imaginative thing, and we're trying to understand these processes.
And so it's a class where we look at features that most religions across the world share.
Yeah, most religious paths share many salient and common features. These common points will be the content of our class.
So, like one, an imagined sense of something, capital S, something, behind creation, supported by mythic explanations.
Okay. It also has a worldview that combines the following in a systematic and coherent way. Creation stories, which we saw in Class 2, sacred text, rituals, symbols, ethics, and we're going to get into all these, by the way, in future classes.
And then we find there's something is wrong with us that alienates us from that capital S something and from ourselves.
Yeah. And then, magically, that religion, with its own culture, with its own set of expectations, provides the fix, the roads back to restoration and wholeness. You may call it salvation. Along the way, a religion will provide a theodicy, some explanation for evil, when one's divine or God is supposed to be all at once, all powerful, all loving, and everywhere.
So, like in community practice, church, synagogue, temple, ashram, mosque, nature, academics, wherever that is.
Yeah, you get some kind of community or a place where that religion becomes kind of special. You also get an imagined sense of afterlife or afterlives.
So this is an academic course using critical thinking, right? It's not designed to promote religion or faith or belief or tear any of that down.
Yeah. If you think we are, let us know. So let's get started with the introduction to the idea of religion. We're going to look first at definitions, then common tasks that all religions will share, and then 3, why do people turn to religion? So definitions of religions. The definitions, rather, that we are going to share in this class are meant to show one thing. It is hard to capture religious dimensions into a working, satisfactory, and single definition. You already know what religion is. It's kind of like pornography. You know it when you see it, but you can't define it. So you know already what religion is. It's kind of like pornography. You know it when you see it, but you've never thought to define it. But can you define religion so that everybody in the room is satisfied? I doubt it. But that's our challenge today.
And I think it's great that you managed to put pornography and religion in the same sentence.
Well, it's kind of the same.
It's kind of the same idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this. Yeah.
I mean, they're not the same idea, but they're same conceptually.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, first definition. Immanuel Kant said that religion is the recognition of all our duties as divine commands. That is, religion is going to link everything that we are and that what we do with the divine, whether it's schoolwork or parenting or your job, your citizenship, even driving safely. Our duties are to be placed on some kind of divine level. So it's kind of like this duty that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah. In order to reach that or be part of that, you have to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a second definition. Religion is comparable to a childhood neuroses. One of our favorites said that, good old Freud. He sees religion as inherently false, a neurosis, and thus places it as something immature that the normal person overcomes, outgrows, or matures out of. So if you remember with Freud, everything came in phases and steps.
Yeah.
And this is one of his, that you get there, you believe something, and then you're done with it.
Yeah. It's like your primary teeth.
Yeah, exactly. They're there for a minute.
Yeah.
And then
Who remembers their primary teeth? Like every day?
Yeah.
Or old clothes that you've given away?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, a third definition. This is from Paul Tillich. Religion is the state of being grasped by an ultimate concern, a concern that makes all other concerns preliminary, and which itself contains the answer to the meaning of our life. So this is very intellectual. Sorry about that. But Paul Tillich is saying that whatever we are chiefly concerned with, fame, dollars, stuff, That is our religion. That's our God. What do you think about that?
I absolutely agree. And I deal with this with my clients and patients all the time, that they have placed things on a pedestal. So, like, let's think about AA and NA, Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous. You have to have a belief in a higher power.
Yeah.
And they say in the rooms all the time that higher power could be GOD,
Yeah.
which means group of drunks, which means AA itself. But it's anything that you give that much power
Yeah.
in,
Yeah.
In your life.
Yeah.
And you're right. It could be work.
Yeah.
It could be my car. It could be
Yeah.
a shoe collection.
And it could be, you might can recognize it in your own life as soon as you start making a big deal out of something. When it becomes a big deal, then you have to start defining it and defending it and refining it and carrying it through your life.
And justifying why you act the certain way you do for this thing.
When it becomes a big deal, then it can become what Paul Tillich is saying, a ultimate concern. So a fourth definition, this is by Karl Marx. Religion, he said, is the sigh of the afflicted creature, the soul of a heartless world. It is also the spirit of the spiritless conditions. Religion is the opium of the people. And I bet you, Chandler, you could really tell us about the addictive power of things and what does addictions do?
Yep. Yeah, this is interesting because an addiction is anything that affects your personal care, your ability to operate in society, the thoughts about yourself, anything that comes in between you and that quality lifestyle. That's an addiction.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean that you have a physical withdrawal when you stop, although that is a hallmark of it.
Yeah.
We talk about process addictions, and that's what religion can become.
Yeah.
Process addiction, sex, working out, anything that takes you away from something that's not chemical, but that you derive a lot of your strength and your belief and your peace and all of that in. Yeah. And sometimes, religions can become that.
Yeah. And what Karl Marx is really afraid of, or what he was most against, was religion becoming the tool of the state to justify the harsh policies of that state to people who could not do their critical thinking themselves. People who had never been to school, people who could not even read. And so what Karl Marx is saying, you've got to break your chains and do your own thinking.
Yep, and be free.
Yeah. So I, Mark Molinax, have a short definition. Religion is a culturally informed imagining of how invisible spirit and soul-filled worlds operate and influence this material world. Religion is 100% imagination products.
It's like Carl Sagan said, imagination will often carry us to worlds that never were, but without it, we go nowhere.
Yeah. Okay.
Finally, in a shout out to another religion podcast, Keeping It 101, A Killjoy's Introduction to Religion, we get the definition. Religion is what people do. How? And I quote, because religion is about more than just belief. Religion is about what happens out in the world, how people shape their lives, based on communities of accountability and responsibility, and their context of belonging and meaning-making. All those pieces are part of what makes up religion. And if we're not thinking about the action of religious people out in the world, we're frankly missing most of religion.
Yeah. This goes back to our idea of imagination. Do we imagine that others in other religions have as much faith or religion as we do? Another way to ask this imaginatively, of course, is if you were born in another region of the world and your current faith was never there, would you become as fervent a believer in that region's faith, like Islam or Buddhism? Something to chew on. For if we are magneted and nailed into another religion, would it just be because we are near that religion? That it becomes a viable option just because of its proximity? I mean, is that why most of the people in a certain country are of a certain faith? Because it's the tradition, the culture, the magnet. Where's my magnet? The magnet nail that they get from day one. So see religion as an imagination byproduct of where we live. Suck on that lollipop.
So what else can we say about religion? So, religio, to bind or connect, but it's all connected imaginatively.
Yeah, it is. Yes.
So,
Yeah, okay. So it binds. You want to go first?
yeah, sure. So, the here and now binds to the hereafter and beyond.
Okay. So they're kind of like analogs.
Mm-hmm.
So the human is bound with the superhuman.
And the natural world, that as we know it, is bound to the supernatural that we can't see or prove.
Yeah. And the immanent, that is what's around us that can sort of be seen, is linked to the transcendent. And by definition, the transcendent is something we can never, ever know or define.
So, looking at that route, look at the secular and the profane. And the opposite of that it's bound to is the holy, sacred, and divine.
Yeah. Okay.
We wouldn't know one without the other.
Yeah. In religion, it binds the finite, meaning maybe us, who are finite people, with the infinite.
The temporal and time bound, the things that we experience here on earth as life, bound to the eternal.
Yeah.
Which is what I think scares most people.
Yeah. And when I say eternal, I'm not saying everlasting.
Right.
Okay. I'm talking about temporal and time bound is how clocks and calendars and measure time. Okay, and increments that are imaginatively made, that are human made. The eternal is the experiencing of something anytime. You don't have to wait till you die to get eternal life. You can actually have it today. Email me on that one.
And then things that change, that are conditional, or things that don't change, that are unconditional.
Yeah. Okay. So the word religion contains the word religio, as in ligaments that reconnect. So maybe we're trying to get back to our source, get back to Eden, get back to something. The religion is that ligament that binds us back to that. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's our class for today.
I have a question to leave with.
Okay.
So, why do most people think it's wrong to become your own religion?
Yeah.
Okay, taking pieces from everything, because like Mark said, if you were 2 years old and you had never heard anything about, let's say, Christianity,
Mm-hmm.
and you were out in the woods by yourself surviving,
Yeah.
and there was no language, and you needed something to believe in, would you think of God sending a son here to live as humans to die on a cross?
Probably,
I don't know. You
probably,
might, but
probably not.
Probably not. So what's the problem with taking parts of different religions to fit us as a faith being
Yeah.
and how we want to be?
Okay, I'll get to that in just a minute. Remind me if I miss it.
Yeah.
But if that little youngster is in a nature place, he or she is going to grow up looking at seasons change, grass growing, trees growing, lakes, weather. So from that, they can get a very natural, quote, theology about how the world works.
Exactly.
And it produces a lot of hope because it's not
you
going to
see
be
it done.
It's not going to be cold forever. It's
Right.
not going to rain forever.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So
Yeah, there's always change.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So okay. So you're about to remind me of something, but
About being able to form our own religions
Yeah.
for ourselves.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We're all guilty of that.
Mhm.
What Chandler said, we're all guilty of it. First problem is you might be misappropriating somebody else's tradition, and you're not getting deep into it. You're just mining the fruits of it.
Yeah, scratch
Like-
the surface.
Yeah, like some weird meditation course. Okay, and so you're getting the fruits without getting to the roots. Okay, so that's one problem with it, and I'm not saying I'm guiltless, but then you get this syncretism, and sometimes not everything works logically well together, and so you might be living into an inner contradiction. So be careful about that. We're not saying it's wrong, just saying there may be some issues that arise. Okay, so that's our class for today.
Yep. Next time, we're going to cover 2 more introductory topics. We're going to do what most religions do and why are people religious in the first place, where I think I'll probably give a little more as far as the psychological aspect of belief.
Okay, something to look forward to. So thank you for being here. Thank you, Mars Hill University, for giving us this wonderful space to record in. And thank you for being with me.
It's a pleasure as always.
Thank you so much. Be well, and we'll see you next time.
I'm Chandler Schroeder.
I'm Mark Mullenix.
See ya.
Okay.